First of all, thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee for this honor. And I want to congratulate the new members, especially sitting right over there, John Hayes. He was my athletic director for 37 years. So, okay, it is said a journey takes a village, and I certainly have my village. My family, Bellwood Antis School District, a wonderful, wonderful school district and a wonderful, wonderful place to work in the Bellwood Antis community, who has always, always supported their athletic programs. I want to mention the name of two people who have been prominent in this journey. First of all, Robin Campbell has been my assistant coach for 32 years. And the other person, the boys track coach, Nick Loveridge. Nick is a very well organized type A personality who has done so very much to help me, particularly when it comes to technical stuff, all the computer stuff and all the new stuff that he knows and I don't, and he has been a tremendous help in that. And all of my many, many assistant coaches through the years. My journey seemed to be predestined. When I graduated from college in 1964, a week before school started at Bellwood, the superintendent called me and said they did not have a physical education teacher, and would I please consider taking the job. I had planned to go to grad school, but I thought, hey, it would be nice to earn some money, so I accepted the job. And the spring of that year, Bob Fowler, who was the boys track coach, asked me if I would consider adding some girls' events to the Bellwood Invitational. And that was kind of novel back in those days because there weren't girls' track teams. So we added some events to Bellwood Invitational, and then the next spring, we were able to schedule 3 girls' track meets. With Juniata Valley was one, and Crescent was one, and there was a school, I can't remember the name, up in the Houtsdale area. So that next spring, there were 3 girls' track meets at Bellwood Antis, and the beginning of my coaching career. What I want to do is just say a little about the 3 sports and their athletes that I have coached. Track, I've been at it for 56 years, and the people I have coached right now, the girls that I have coached my first few years are in their 70s, which is true, and the girls that I coached last week are teenagers. So between 70 years old and teenagers, there have been hundreds and hundreds of girls that I have had the privilege to coach. The girls have made me smile and laugh and sometimes sad and many times just plain drove me crazy. So their ability has ranged from taking a season to be able to get through a hurdle race or to throw a shot put 25 feet to winning an event at the state track meet. I had a young lady come up after the meal, and it was a young lady that won a state championship her senior year and also a second place and third place medal in the state. So the people that I have been able to coach, as I said, are from not great ability, but great people up to state champions, and I've loved them all. Okay, field hockey, and some of my field hockey players are here. I coached field hockey for 23 years, and it was in the 70s and 80s, and it was very tough to be a hawker. That's what they called the girls at school that played field hockey, and it was tough. Hockey, there are no timeouts, no subs, no pads to wear to keep from getting injured, and there's a lot of sprinting. I just have a small story to tell about field hockey. Every year, the football players wanted to come and play a game against the hockey players, a hockey game. thinking that it would be, a pretty easy thing to do. Well, if you remember, I said there were no timeouts, no subs, no pads, and you sprinted. So we scheduled the game, and it lasted about 8 minutes. And it was not the field hockey girls who ended the game. I think what probably scared them most was there were 11 girls running up and down the field with wooden sticks after them. So, sorry, Coach Hayes and Coach Loveridge. And the other sport that I coached, and I've been coaching it for 30 years, is cross country. And I asked back at that time if I could restart the cross country program because I thought it would help my distance runners. In track, you have to be a special breed to run cross country. It's you against the watch and a lot of time in your own mind. And people would always ask, why would anybody want to run cross country? But most of the cross country athletes ended up loving to run. It was my first time at coaching boys, and I wasn't quite sure how that would be. But that also was a wonderful experience. And we have kind of a running joke in field hockey. Every year, 2 or 3 boys ask me to go to the prom. So, of the cross-country team, I have yet to accept because I don't want to deal with their girlfriends. I would like to finish with words from a well-known song, and it's in thanks to God for my journey, and in thanks for the opportunity and privilege of getting to know and coach hundreds of young athletes. And the words are, "You raised me up so I can stand on mountains. You raised me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raised me up to more than I could be." And for that, I thank you.
Wow. That was so good. Wait 1 second, Carol. I'm going to give you a word.